All right, notes 4.3 start in the middle of page 5. So if you could turn to page 5 of your notes, that would be excellent. The first thing that we have on page 5 is slope-intercept form, which is something we already know how to do. Slope-intercept form we know is going to be y equals mx plus b. I told you guys when we first got this equation, we're going to be using it a lot. So m is slope, and b is your y-intercept, or your initial value, okay? So your point slope form is going to be, this is the new one, it's going to be y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Now don't let this scare you, it's not so bad. This works when m is still going to be our slope, and then if we have a point, x1 comma y1. So this right here is a point. Okay, now question number 1 says find the equation of a line that has a slope of 1/4 and a y-intercept of 3. That should be a piece of cake for you. If we know the slope is 1/4 right here, then we can say that m is 1/4. If we know the y-intercept is 3, then we can say b equals 3. So we can say our equation is y equals 1/4 x plus 3. Okay? All right, number 2, find the equation of a line that has a slope of -2. So we know the slope is -2, and the y-intercept is 2. So therefore our equation would be y equals -2x plus 2. Again, this is something that you guys should be good with because we've already identified m and b multiple times in previous examples. Okay, so now number 3 is where things get a little bit trickier. In number 3, it says find the equation of a line that has a slope of 2. So this time we know m equals 2, and it passes through the point 3, 1. And we need to do this using slope-intercept form. So that means we're going to use y equals mx plus b. Well, when I do this right here, I know my slope, it tells me my slope, but my y-intercept, I'm not told what it is. So I don't know what the b value is right now. So that's an unknown. We're going to figure this out though. Okay, so right here, when I figure this out, I can say, well, I know it's going to be y equals, I know my slope is 2, so I can put it in 2 for my slope, x plus b. Okay, and now I need to figure out, well, what is my b value? Well, remember, x and y could be one of infinite points on a line. This is one of my infinite points. So I can plug in these values right here. I know that 3 represents 1 x on my line and 1 represents 1 y on my line. So every time I see a y, I can replace it with 1. Then I'm going to copy down the equal sign, copy down the 2, and I know that the x, I can replace it with 3. Okay, sorry, I meant to do that in pink, so you guys can see how it's related, plus b. Now I just have a regular equation to solve. So I end up getting 1 equals 6 plus b, okay? And in order to solve for b, I need to subtract my 6, right, to get this b alone. Therefore, b is -5. So b is no longer unknown. We can say it's -5. Therefore, my equation will be y equals 2x minus 5. Okay, let's go ahead and graph this out and see what happens. So this is saying that I need to start at -5, and then I need to go up 2. So I'm going to go up 2 and to the right 1. Up 2 and to the right 1, up 2 and to the right 1. And I'm just going to keep going, and then I'm going to connect my dots with a line. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that right now really quickly. Connect my dots with my line. Make sure that I have arrows on both sides of my line, okay? And then I will be good to go for this question right here. But one thing I want you guys to notice, first of all, don't forget to write the equation on your line. One thing I want you guys to notice is, does it really go through the point 3, 1? It absolutely does. It goes through the point 3, 1, so I'm good to go for this question, okay? Another option that I have, this is the same question, but we're solving it in a different way, and I'll show you how to solve it in a different way, but another option is to see it graphically. I know it's going to pass through the point 3, 1, So I'm going to go to 3, 1 right here. And I know it has a slope of 2. So I know it's going to go up 2 over 1. But I want to figure out my y-intercept. So to figure out my y-intercept, I can just go down 2 over 1 because that's still the same slope. Keep going down 2 over 1 and I end up at -5. So I get the same answer right here. Okay, so let me just connect my dots right here. And then I want you guys to see how you get the same answer. But I also want to show you another way to solve this problem using the point slope form. Let me just color code this for you guys right here. Well, actually I won't, but you guys get the idea. Y equals 2x minus 5. So now how do I do this using point slope form? Well, if you remember, in the previous page, we wrote down the point slope form as follows. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to write down y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. But this m is known. I know it's going to go through, it's going to have a slope of 2. So I can say y minus y1 equals 2 times x minus x1. Okay, but in order to figure this out, I actually have to plug in numbers for, sorry, I don't know why that keeps happening. I have to plug in numbers for x1 and y1. Well, I know it goes through the point 3, so this is like my x1, and it also goes through the point 1, so this is like my y1 right here. Okay, so I can plug in that information. This is going to say y minus 1 is equal to 2 times x minus, and then we figured out here that x1 is 3. So what I want to do next is distribute this 2 through. Okay, so I end up getting y minus 1 equals 2x minus 6. But my goal is to get the y completely alone. So in order to do that, I'm going to add 1 to both sides. So plus 1 on this side as well, and I end up getting y equals 2x minus 5, which is the exact same answer that we got before, which should make sense. So now you can see 3 different ways to do this. We can do it using slope-intercept form, we can do it graphically, and we can do it using point slope form. Okay, so question number 5 says find the equation of a line that has a slope of 0. So I know that my m equals 0 and that it passes through the point 5, 4. So I'm going to start by using y equals mx plus b because that's always the easiest one for me personally because I know it'll always work. So I'm going to say y equals, and instead of m, I'm going to replace it with 0. So I'm going to say y equals 0x plus b. And here I know that my x is 5 and that my y is 4. So here I'm going to replace the y with 4 equals 0 times my x, which is 5, and then I'm going to solve for b. So I get 4 equals 0 plus b. Well, 0 plus b is just plain and simply b, so I know b equals 4. So that means my equation is going to be y equals 0x plus 4. But do I have to write the 0x? Not necessarily, so I can just say y equals 4. Okay, and I'm going to graph it on this line up here. If I get y equals 4, I'm just going to write it up higher so I can see it. If I get y equals 4, that means that I'm going to have a line that starts at 4 and it's got a slope of 0, so it's a horizontal line. So this is what my graph will look like, y equals 4. And it should pass through the point 5, 4, which it does, except I circled 6, 4, sorry. It should pass through the point 5, 4, which it does, so we're good to go for this question. Okay? Make sure if you have any questions, you let me know, and I will see you next class. All right, bye.